we obviously want to understand how the situation right now is affecting your business. What assumptions are you working with right now on what the financial impact will be, both in revenues and profit for 2020?
Yeah, as you may know, that Garuda is the national flag carrier, so we are not in the position only talking as a business, but as also a tool of the government. Yeah. So for sure, this corona, the COVID-19 outbreak impact us heavily, especially our international market. As you may know, we are not flying anymore to China mainland, but the most heavy impact for us is actually the closing of Saudi Arabia, where we normally year on year flying more than 500,000 Indonesian for pilgrim activities in Makkah and Madinah at Saudi Arabia. By closing that, basically, we are also being hit by around 24 flights a week to Saudi Arabia. So this is the two things that's heavily impacted us. The other thing is also impacting us is our flight to Singapore, which normally we have around 10 flights a day, now becoming only 3 flights. Yeah. So, but domestic market has been shown a little bit downturn because of the latest situation in Indonesia.
So if you were to make an estimate right now of what the impact would be on your profits this year, what would that number be?
Well, it's going to be very heavy. We are not yet calculating because the basic things, the most important thing for us is looking how prolonged the situation will be. But 80% of our market, our revenue came from domestic market there. So if you can maintain the sentiment of traveling, which is not good at this moment, and as long as we can stay, I think we are still in a low digit numbers of negative this year. Yeah. So we do hope that this situation will be settled by the end of June. The other problem that we are facing also that on May is our Hari Raya, the biggest festivals for Muslims, where mobilization from cities is very high. Yeah. So if it's still prolonged, then it's going to be a big issue for us. Yeah. We're still expecting that this situation will happen. Yeah.
You mentioned about domestically, you've seen a bit of a drop. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? I mean, it usually is quite strong. How are you getting squeezed right now? And what sort of load factor are you looking at domestically?
So currently compared to a year-on-year basis, we are seeing a drop of around 35 to 40%. Yeah. On domestic market, but we are seeing also still some good thing on weekends, for domestic travelers. So what we are doing now is we decrease the frequencies, especially on the market which is normally very, very high, like Jakarta to Surabaya, Jakarta to Denpasar, yeah, and Jakarta to Medan, which is very, very packed flight on daily basis. Yeah.
Let's talk about the Boeing jets. You haven't exactly canceled your orders for the 49 Boeing MAX jets yet. What is your plan? What's the strategy now for your fleet? And they are getting old, though. So I'm guessing what type of rejuvenation plan are you looking into now?
So if you're saying old, it's relatively, most of our fleet is around 5 to 6 years old. Yeah, and we have one, the MAX 77 at our location here, and it's grounded from the day it's been delivered. So we are going to cancel for sure the 49 and discussing and open for any discussion for other options here. But definitely we can't receive that order at all because of the sentiment and the sentiment of this product. Yeah. Definitely, we can't do anything on this product, and we won't accept that product at all.
Right, and I guess as it pertains to that question, as a follow-up to your fleet management, most of your aircraft is actually leased, so that's going to have quite a big impact as far as your cash is concerned and your expenses. Have you made any progress with renegotiating some of your leases on your aircraft with your partners?
Yes, we have several lessors on discussions, and most of them, I think, under current situation, understand what airlines is facing, and I do believe they have a strong believe in Indonesian market relating to airlines here. So we are in the discussion with them at this moment. Some of them agree already on our terms of extending our lease agreement, lowering down the security deposit, and lowering down also the maintenance reserve here. So basically, it's ongoing process, and we do expect all of our lessors can agree on our terms here.
And this virus couldn't come at a worse time for you, sir. Garuda also facing a debt bill of $500 million due in June, and we saw those notes tumbling to record lows recently. Tell us a little bit more about your debt restructuring. How is it going? Are you going to be able to refinance?
Yes, we are in a discussion with several banks outside in Indonesia and also several state-owned banks in Indonesia. The progress of the discussion is quite positive. We are finalizing the term sheets with them. We do hope that we are going to do the refinancing rather than restructuring of this debt. Yeah. So I'm quite positive on this progress, and with the support of the government to the Ministry of State-Owned Enterprise, where we actually 16%, 60% belong to them. I think the government will for sure be hand in hand with us with the situations here.
Right, and I'm sure many of your bondholders are wondering, since we're talking about this, what you're saying is, since you are talking to state-owned lenders, you are partly owned by the government, would you say that there is a zero probability that you're going to default on those loans?
For sure, it's impossible for us to be default on this loan. There's too many stakes to be in this default situation. For sure, we are not going to be on the default situation.
Okay, let's talk longer term as well. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, you're the fifth head, of course, sir, of Garuda in the last 6 years or so.
Yes.
What's being done as far as consistency and strategy, just to appease investors, and alongside that, what are you doing to improve corporate governance in the company?
Okay. Sure. First of all, I'm hired. I'm not an airline expert. I used to work for IT and mining company. I'm been in this job for 2 months. But the message from the government, from the minister, and from the president is very clear for Garuda. Governance is number one. They need to comply on that, and we are asking parties outside Garuda to participate, to look at it, and then helping us to make sure that the governance is being at the top priority. But for the long term, you need to understand that Garuda is also the flag carrier, and we also are in the positions of having a very great domestic market. So compared to other hub-based airlines, we are pretty much in the better positions here. And our branding is very good internally in Indonesia, and we do expect that for sure that we do increase in the future the services. As you may know, we are in the market of full service segment. But beyond everything, safety and secure flying with us is one of our most priority. Yeah. So we are looking at several fundamentals. We may have to drop some of our airlines, air fleet that basically is in the wrong position of the buyout at the beginning, like the Bombardier CRJ, which is not fit to our current situations in Indonesia. So we are going to maintain the narrow-body based 737 and Airbus, and also the wide-body, the Boeing 777, and then also the Airbus here. So these the two areas that we are still going to be focused on. And we are going to open new road to Indonesia, especially to Denpasar. We are planning to open to India, several other cities in Australia, and also Thailand, because we do not have that road at this moment here. So Denpasar and other 10 destinations of new destination in Indonesia will be our focus to bring in inbound travelers.
Sure. More trips to Bali. All right, Mr. Setiaputra, last question. How are oil prices, the lower oil prices, helping you? I mean, how are you hedged right now?
Well, we are hedging at this moment 50%, so we are going to continue that. We are waiting the discussion internally with Pertamina, another state-owned company. Yes, the low price, the decrease of low price help us on our bottom line because fuel actually is 30% of our overall cost. So a decrease of this oil price after will help us a lot. The issue is that we do not have as much as road as in the normal situation. So our expectation, if we all get back, then the oil price will be remaining the same as today.